July 9th, 2010, LeBron James signs to the Miami Heat, joining a team with two top 10 players in Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, hence starting the era of the super team. Many people have different definitions for a quote-unquote super team, but the definition for a super team is a team with 3 or more Hall of Fame talents who joined each other to form a team that is damn near unstoppable. Now, you do have failed super teams like the Miami Heat, and you're probably asking why I say they were a failed super team. Well, they put a lot of pressure on themselves, especially LeBron, when he said that the team will
to win championships. Not one, championships.
Not two.
LeBron, tell us about that.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
Yeah, you heard him correct. He said we're not going to win not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not even 7. He said they're probably going to win up to a total of 8 championships. And at the end of the day, they only won 2 out of 4 before LeBron headed back to Cleveland to play with the Cleveland Cavaliers. After the Miami Heat super team, we've seen others try to follow their paths in creating another super team. We had the 2016-2017 New York Knicks with Carmelo Anthony, Kristaps Porzingis, and Joakim Noah, along with Derrick Rose. Okay, I lied. That was a joke. I only said this because D Rose did say in the interview that him, Carmelo, Kristaps, and Joakim Noah were another super team like the Golden State Warriors, who were also a super team at that time. In the summer of 2016, Kevin Durant signs to what many people say is the best team of all time, the Golden State Warriors, who previously went 73-9 in the previous season. Now, people were really mad with this because this was the first time since LeBron James we've seen a top player joining what many people would think is the best team in the league. Now, KD's move was worse because he did just lose to the Warriors in the playoffs, and it looks weird that now he wants to join a team that he just lost to and just had one of the best seasons of all time. Now, those are super teams that work because they did go out and win championships, but this video was thought of because I wanted to talk about the teams that tried to make super teams and it just didn't work. November 18, 2018, Jimmy Butler is traded to the Philadelphia 76ers in a huge blockbuster trade right after previously embarrassing everyone in the Timberwolves organization. While joining the team, Jimmy himself, being a perennial all-star, joins 2 other perennial all-stars in Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, while also joining another all-star caliber type guy in Tobias Harris. Now, that team ended up losing to the Toronto Raptors in a worse way on a Kawhi Leonard legendary buzzer beat. But as soon as the trade happened, that team was considered to be a championship caliber team, and they just weren't able to get over the hump before Jimmy Butler ended up leaving and going to the Miami Heat. July 29, 2021, the Los Angeles Lakers trade for former MVP Russell Westbrook, which creates another super team, with Russell Westbrook joining 2 other top 75 players of all time, and LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Now, we all know this is a failed experiment that's still going on, so I'm not going to go too in depth into it, but the trade was happening to make this team win another championship, and we haven't even come close to that. We actually haven't even made the playoffs in the last 2 years, and right now we are currently sitting with a 2-10 record, so we might not make it again. So this is another failed super team. January 14, 2021, James Harden gets traded to the Brooklyn Nets, where he will be playing next to 2 superstars in KD and Kyrie Irving. Now, this super team started off pretty well, finished as a top 2 seed in the East, and dominated round 1 of their first playoff series. But it started to go down when Kyrie Irving and James Harden went down with injuries in their second round series against the Bucks, and it delayed their title shots for another year. And then the next year, Kevin Durant goes out with another injury and misses a big chunk of the season, and Kyrie wasn't able to play due to the whole vaccine mandate. With all that going on, James Harden felt like he was by himself, and this is not the situation he thought he was getting into, so he requested a trade and ended up landing on the 76ers, making this team another super team failure. We had some examples that worked, like the Golden State Warriors, but one thing we have to realize with them was they were already a dynasty. So adding KD to it was just a little add-on, as they won 2 championships without him. But what we realize is super teams are not always guaranteed championships. We even seen back in the day with the 2003 Lakers, who had Kobe, Shaq, Karl Malone, and Gary Payton, and they weren't able to secure an NBA championship. Over the years, we've seen examples of homegrown championship teams. Last year, the Warriors drafted their stars of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, Draymond Green, and Kevin Looney, and traded D'Angelo Russell for Andrew Wiggins, and also brought in veterans and rookies that helped fit their system, and they ended up winning a championship in their first year with a fully healthy, complete team. That is a homegrown team. The Boston Celtics drafted Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Robert Williams, and Grant Williams. And they ended up adding Al Horford and Derek White, two players that are very good vets in the league, and it helped them make their first championship run in a couple years. That is also another homegrown team. In 2019, the Toronto Raptors built all their guys to be stars in the league, like Pascal Siakam, Kyle Lowry, and Fred VanVleet. And then they made the crucial trade, flipping DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard, hoping that Kawhi would be able to put them over the hump. And that they indeed did, while Kawhi helped them reach their first championship and winning their first championship in franchise history. That is a homegrown team. The 2021 Bucks did the same thing, building up Giannis Antetokounmpo and Chris Middleton to all-stars and MVP talents. Then bringing on Drew Holiday, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, and PJ Tucker along the way to bring them their first championship since the late 70s. Another homegrown team. Most of the time we've seen that you don't need juggernaut teams to win championships. And we also seen that them juggernaut teams don't always win. So if you know how to draft and know how to build your young guys to stars, that's a more common way to win the NBA championship. So hopefully these young GMs see that you don't really need the name chase to win championships. We can even look at some examples today, like the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're building up their guys. They have a lot of young talent, and that is a championship young core. Same with the Memphis Grizzlies, the Boston Celtics. It's a lot of teams that we see today that are exiting that super team era. So hopefully we are done with the super teams in the NBA.